50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to episode 325 of the Dream Wager. Episode 325, October 28th, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me, Elvis Acosta. How you doing today, kid?
Dill, I'm doing great, Dill. I'm excited for this day. Lovely weather we're getting in the East Coast, people. 80 degrees to end October. What more could you ask for, people?
Oh, it's beautiful. I was telling Joe of Axe Cake Picks. I saw a crazy picture yesterday. It was hilarious. It says winter at 6 a.m., spring at 10 a.m., summer at 2, and then fall starts around 4:30. So dress accordingly. But yeah, we've been having really good weather here on the East Coast, so hopefully it keeps up. But yeah, we got a big episode today. We'll recap Thursday Night Football. Bills, they circle the wagon. They get back in the winning circle. Week 9 in college football got really big games there as well. Florida, Georgia, got Oregon, Utah. Week 8 in the NFL. No teams have a bye this week. I kind of like that as well. So we got that. NBA. Oh, I don't know. Did you see our boy Chet Holmgren? 7 blocks last night?
Bro,
the guy's a stud.
He could definitely get some blocks up, Dill. You know, that was the main thing coming in is the defensive presence, especially down low. You know, a lot of people were complaining like, yo, he doesn't have the weight, but he has the wingspan, you know?
Yeah. So we'll have NBA plays as well. I don't know if you caught last night, but the walk-off in the World Series Game 1, if every game is like that, man, we are in for a treat. Yeah, so shout out our boy George Bush, too, throwing out the first pitch to Pudge Rodriguez.
Big 43.
Big. There are 2 legends in there,
yeah. So
it was amazing. Loved it. But Elvis, let's start in Thursday Night Football. Tampa Bay loses on the road to Buffalo, 24-18. Now, if you just look at the score in the box score, you'll be like, oh, Tampa Bay kind of held in there. I don't know. That last drive was kind of sketchy with all the calls. Hey, you take anything you can get, but they do cover. Game goes under. We squeaked there by the edge of our teeth. What are your thoughts real quick on the Bills? How do you think they looked?
I'm gonna give them credit. I'm gonna say it's a good team win just because they was able to spread the ball around, Dill. What was my main concern, Dill? Besides Stephon Diggs having those huge games, nobody else is really being involved offensively. And Dill, the fact that Josh Allen and his Buffalo offense was able to spread it around, Stephon Diggs was the 3rd leading receiver. The kid, Khalil Shakir. Never heard from him, but welcome to the NFL, kid. You had yourself a fucking day. I think the first 3 balls went to him. Caught every single one. Gabe Davis, he was due, like I said, cashed on that deal. Great call on Dalton Kincaid. I just like the fact that this offense spread it around. So that's one thing positive I could take away. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're supposed to cover this game. Dude, let's just be real. You're supposed to, I understand, late touchdown and even hit the dude's helmet. I understand, but the fact that Buffalo was only able to beat this team at home by 6 points, little worried about it, Dill, but let's just think positive. They got the win. They're back in the win column. And the offense, I want to say it looked its best because against Miami it looked really good, but overall, team-wise, the offense looked really good.
Yeah, James Cook was actually able to run the ball as well. I didn't think they played all that good. Like, first half, they struggled again. I think it was 17-10 going into the first half.
But if they don't get those 2 turnovers, both sides with those short fields, it might
could have been a blowout.
It could have been like a 10-7 game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's why I was saying you can't just look at the box score. You actually got to watch the game. The refs kind of helped them out on 4 fourth downs. I'll give it to
the
him.
Face mask was the only one I agree with. The rest,
I was just gonna say there was one that I agree with. 2 where they were bang calls. I don't know if I would call it. I just worry about Tampa Bay. They can't run the ball to save their life. Baker Mayfield seems to regress. Mike Evans can't have 3 catches. That's just unacceptable. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah, Dill, but he's getting the targets, he's getting the violence. We saw Baker overthrow him, the one on the sideline, and then the one over the middle. So he's getting the targets, Dill, and not for nothing. He's having a great season. Him and Baker definitely have some type of connection building or ongoing, Dill. But I agree with you. He has to get more than 3 catches, but he's getting the targets. It's just, Baker, like you said, Baker is regressing, Dill. And I think moving forward, I think that's what they lost 3 out of the last 4. I think moving forward, they're gonna have to maybe not in the next 2 weeks or so, but maybe in like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, you might have to look at Kyle Trask still, because at the end of the day, if they're still live for the division, but in 3-4 weeks from now,
they need a spark. They need a spark offensively, so we'll see. But 3-4 right now. They have lost 3 of their last 4, but overall 2-0 on the night. We hit on the under. I think both collectively. Dalton Kincaid gets there over easy, and you hit there with Gabe Davis. He was due for a bounce back. I mean, the number was just ridiculously low. So both 2-0.
Both of them both got a touchdown. It was just overall an impressive offensive game from the Buffalo. The fact that they're able to do it without, force feeding Stephon Diggs for the first time all season.
Finally.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, not even just like a quiet day. He still had 9 catches for 70 yards, but I guess we're just so used to seeing him go for at least a touchdown or 2 over 100 yards. But nonetheless, Josh Allen still turning the ball over a little bit, but I think he did have a much better game at home. But 2-0 on the night for us. Hopefully we could carry that into
4-0, Dill, collectively
4-0, 2-0 together or separated. But before we get into our plays, we got a loaded show for you guys today. Quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. I wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We favor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys, or an elderberry on a Saturday watching Francis Ngannou shock the world, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with our Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. Elvis, real quick, you watching the fight today in Abu Dhabi?
I'm going to definitely try to, Dale. What time does it start? Because the time's throwing me off.
Yeah,
so it's probably like a 5 o'clock. Right?
Yeah, main card starts at 2, so the main event probably like 4:35-ish.
Yeah, definitely will. Especially for the the pay-per-view. For the main event, definitely. Maybe not the whole card, but definitely for the Francis fight.
Hopefully, he shocks the world. But Elvis, let's start Week 9 in college. We got a couple good games, like I said. Florida, Georgia. You got Oregon. Game days at Utah. Cam Rising is out for the year. You got Louisville versus Duke. I only have 4 plays, but I will let you lead it off. What do you got for us this weekend?
Dill, I'm shocked. I got just about the same. I got 4 as well, Dill. So let's start 3:30 start, Dill. In Nebraska, Purdue Boilermakers take on the Nebraska. Dill, I caught this game early at -2.5. The line dropped down to -1.5. Dill, give me Nebraska at home -1.5. Dill, this Purdue Boilermakers team has just been disappointing all season long. Dill, I think Nebraska. It's not too much to brag about, though. I just think it's just a better team, flat out, right? So I think Nebraska take care of business at home. I caught the -2.5. I love the -1.5 even more. -110.
We're going out to Lawrence, Kansas for my first game, noon kickoff. I'm going to take the points in my pocket with the Jayhawks. Kansas, I caught it at +10. You could get it at 9.5 now against Oklahoma. Oklahoma had a scare last week. They almost lost to UCF. They were 17-point favorites. They won by 2. They won by 4 against Texas. I think this Kansas Jayhawk team coming off a loss and coming back home against Oklahoma State, I think they're going to be ready to roll. So give me the +10 in my pocket with Kansas as my first play.
Dill, moving along, Dill. One of the biggest matchups of the weekend, Dill. Georgia taking on the Gators in Florida, Dill. It's going to be a tough matchup, but Dill, Give me the -14 on the road.
Oh.
Georgia. Dill, I'm a believer. I was talking sweet 4 or 5 weeks back saying, this ain't the same team. That was an historical great team these past 2 years. Guess what, Dill? This team might not be historically great, but they're the best team in the country. Give me the Bulldogs -14, -14.5 on the road.
I
came around. I came around, Dill. I came around. I had to.
I almost took the Gators +14.5 coming off their bye. It's gonna be the swamp is going to be electric today. I will say that. But no, I didn't get there. But it just worries me just a little bit. They've had a week and a half to prepare for Georgia, so we'll see. But I love it laying it. Let's go 3:30. We'll go to Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville hosting Duke. I laid the 4 earlier in the week with Louisville. I knew Riley Leonard wasn't going to play. He was a game time decision. Winded up not playing. The line dropped to -6. As long as it stays under a touchdown, I would still lay it with Louisville. I think they're just going to have a tough time. I think Duke's going to have a tough time without Riley Leonard, their quarterback. So Louisville at home is a good team. Duke is a good team as well, but Riley Leonard does everything for this team. So quarterbacks I think they're going to hurt offensively. Give me Louisville, and I'll lay the points at home.
Dill, this is a team that I feel is going to be overly prepared coming off their bye week. I think they have a chance to pull off the upset, but I'm going to take the points in my back pocket. Give me the Buffalo, Colorado, +15 on the road versus UCLA. This team is healthy. Shallow Sanders, he's back. Travis Hunter, he's back. So coming off the bye week, I think they're going to get their head straight off coming off that horrible loss against, what was it, Arizona State?
Stanford.
Oh, Stanford. Yeah. Stanford, Dill. I already forgot about it. I think they gotta prove a point, Dill. I don't think they're just covered, Dill. I think they're live.
Wow.
Give me Buffalo +15, and let me get a sprinkle on the +500 on the money line.
I almost took him. I saw him earlier in the week at 17.5, and I was like, that's just insane. But I get it. I get the line. I just couldn't get there with it. Third play for me. We'll head to game day. Utah hosting Oregon. Great top 10 match. Oh, top 13. Utah's 13. Ken Rising announced that he was out for the year now. Oregon coming in, hostile territory. It's a tough place to play. Utah usually doesn't lose at home. I don't know if they pull out the outright win, but give me Utah plus the points. I wish I got the 7 earlier in the week, but I got the 6.5 now. I just think it's going to be electric over there. I think the defense is going to be buzzing. They've been buzzing all year, and crazy things happen over there in Salt Lake City. Give me the +6.5 with the Utes.
Dill, my final play of the game, Dill. I'm going to be honest. This team impressed me last week. We're going to Georgia Tech. Give me North Carolina at Georgia Tech. Dill, I'm laying it. -11.5, -12. I caught the 12. It's at -11.5 right now, people. So shop around at your sports books. Dill, give me USC on the road, Dill. I think they had a great win last week. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Big upset last week, Dill. I think they bounced back in a big way this week and blow out Georgia Tech. Give me the UNC on the road, -11.5, -12, whatever you got it at.
Last play of the day, we'll stay in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky hosting Tennessee. Yeah, I don't know how this team's an underdog. Give me fucking Kentucky +4. I think they're live too as dogs +155. Tennessee, they just got their ass whooped by Bama. Now they're going on the road and taking on a Kentucky team that is very hungry. Kentucky, they lost 2 in a row. Tough one to Mizzou, and then obviously they got blown out by Georgia, but that's no surprise there. Kentucky's still a good team. I think after 2 losses, they get right here back at home. Yeah, give me Kentucky here +4, and I even think they're live as dogs. Any other plays?
I love it. I'm with you. I didn't go to the window with it, Dill. But the fan in me want Kentucky to win the game, just the fan in me, so I might, just watch it just so I could be like, let's go Kentucky. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a great game. And no, that's about it for me, though. Just those 4 college plays, we keeping it in. We're above 500 for the season, trying to stay that way, Dill.
I love it. I fucking love it. Yeah, Elvis, good luck. Usually I have more. Couldn't get to the window. Almost got there to the window with Florida. And I almost got there with Colorado as well. But Elvis, good luck. Let's stay above 500, kid. Week 8 in the NFL.
Da-da-da,
No,
da-da-da.
no international games. I think they start next week. They
In
start
Germany.
next week. Yeah, in Germany, Frankfurt, Germany. That's gonna be a hell of a sight there. No teams have a bye this week. So let's start it off, kid. Let's start in Maryland. Washington Redskins hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles laying 7 on the road. Plus 250 on the money line for the Redskins. Over under is at 43.5. Elvis, this Redskin team, they always play the Eagles tough in division game. They played already. Redskins kept it close. Eagles winded up winning late in the game. Can they keep it close again?
Dill, I'll tell you one thing. You're totally right, Dill. Redskins always play the Eagles close. Remember, people, last year when the Eagles started off 7-0, their first loss of the season came to this Washington Commanders team. So, with that being said, Dill, I ended up playing it safe. Don't get me wrong. I think Philly can cover. But on the road, we saw them go into overtime in Philly. Now they're in Washington, Dale. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. With that being said, Dale, I ended up teasing Philly down to -0.5 point, Dale. I think this is the right play. To lay the 7.5 on the road, Dale, it's kind of tough, especially after we saw that week 2, week 3 matchup just, 5 weeks ago. So I do believe in Philly's the right side, Dale, but on the road, playing it safe, tease them down.
Yeah, I think that is the smartest way to play the game. Honestly, I think it might be a blowout. I stayed away from the game. I think the Eagles, they're getting healthier, and I think they just might be catching the Redskins at a bad time. Redskins not playing good. I just think this could be a blowout here. So I do lean Philly by 1 million, but it could be close. It wouldn't surprise me if Eric Bieniemy and Sam Howell throw for 300 yards. Oh, and remember this, I think Terry McLaurin, he always plays well against Philly. He had a big game earlier in the year as well. So if you have him in fantasy, I would start him this week. But lean Eagles. I think it is the best call, or the safest call, I would say, to take them down to a -1. In a teaser. So, yeah, right side there. Let's go on over to Pittsburgh. They're kind of a pick 'em right now. Jacksonville's short favorites on the road, -1.5, -126 on the money line, +108 for the Steelers at home. Over under is at 40.5. Elvis, what do you got here?
Dill, this was a tough matchup, Dill, to be honest. I'm going to lean with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Dill. They won in 3-4 straight games. We saw Trevor Lawrence look amazing with that bad knee against the Saints on that Thursday night game last week, though. It's just, Pittsburgh at home. It's going to be a tough environment. And to be honest, I think Jacksonville is due for a loss still. So I like Jacksonville in this scenario. I'll lean them, but would I be shocked if Pittsburgh is able to pull it out? Absolutely not, though. So if anything, one official play, I don't know if it's official, though. I'll let you know by tomorrow. But we saw Trevor Lawrence with a bad knee run all over the New Orleans Saints. Was their leading rusher. Dill, I think he could go over 18.5. It's just at 18.5, and that's the Steelers defense. They're going to come after. So I think Trevor Lawrence could possibly run for a couple first downs because he has to, not because he needs to. So if anything, I'll lean Trevor Lawrence over 18.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, it's going to be a shit day, and I just don't think they're going to be passing a lot. I do lean... I don't know. It's just hard not taking Mike Tomlin as a dog. Mike Tomlin, 18-5-3 as a dog. Last 15 games for the Steelers dating back to last season, they are 11-4 straight up. But the Jags, they're hot right now. They're looking for 5 in a row. Their defense is getting better. Ultimately, I stayed away from the side. I was leaning Jacksonville, but I just couldn't get to the window because it wouldn't surprise me if the Steelers upset them, to be honest, at home.
Agreed.
I took Travis Etienne over 16.5 rushing attempts. He's hit this in over 5 of 7 games this season. And you could run on the Steelers defense. They're 19th in the league in DVOA and stopping the run compared to their 7th with the pass. They're good against the pass. You could run on this team. So I think sustaining long drives, Doug Peterson and this team, I think they're going to hand it off to Travis Etienne a lot. Like I said, this weather is going to be shitty tomorrow in Pittsburgh, so I think they're going to be grounding the ball a lot. So I'm going to take Travis Etienne over 16.5 rushing attempts for my first play of the day. Let's go on over to another kind of pick'em game here in Indianapolis. The Saints going on the road to the Colts. Saints -1, -118 as the road favorite. Very surprising line. I thought it would be flipped, to be honest. Even money on the money line for the Colts. Over-unders at 43.5. Talk me through this one, E, because I feel like the wrong team is favored.
Dude, give me the Indianapolis Colts at home plus 100, dude. We saw this team put up, 38 points against arguably the best defense in football?
Yeah.
And you telling me that they're going to struggle against the Saints? I don't know, Dale. Gardner Minshew, he's good. He's not great. He's a solid backup, Dale. And to be honest, with Jonathan Taylor, with Zach Moss been running the fuck out the ball, people.
Yeah,
this running game, that O-line is one of the best O-lines in football. Let's not forget, top 10 offensive line. The wide receiver core is solid. Not great, but it's solid. I love Michael Pittman Jr. I like the young kid, Dowds, kid. Still, I just feel like this Colts team is a very underrated team. And at home, we saw them pull off a tough victory against the Ravens. We saw them play Jacksonville very good at home. We saw them how they looked last week against Cleveland at home. Still, I just feel like this team at home is just the right side. Give me the Colts plus 100 on the money line, Dill. I like the Saints, but on the road, I just feel like the Saints offense, it won't be able to do enough.
Yeah, I hate this game so much. I just stayed away. I do agree, though. I think the Colts are the right side here. It's just I don't trust the offense of the Saints. They're the type of team that we watch all day that could drive the ball up and down the field and then stall out and kick 3 points. It bugs the shit out of me, this offense. I can't back them. I think this defense for the Colts is actually pretty good as well.
Solid,
yeah. They're a solid bunch. And yeah, Gardner Minshew has regressed to he's a backup. That's what it is. He's a good backup. But I do think, let's not kid ourselves, Elvis. Derek Carr's not playing good either. So it's not
right now. He could make the case. Some people can make the case. Gardner Minshew the past 3 weeks has been playing the better quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think that's a crazy statement at all. I think you can make that argument. So I would lean here with the Colts. I think it's a good teaser. Get them to +7. I don't the Saints aren't beating anybody by 7 points right now. So, yeah, I do think you are on the right side. I just ultimately it scared the shit out of me. So I stayed away. Let's go to the defeated Panthers hosting the Houston Texans. Texans on the road, -3.5, -178 on the money line. You want to take Carolina, get their first win, +150. Over under is at 43.5. Elvis, I will let you lead it off. Both teams coming off a bye. What do you got?
Dill, I'm gonna go with the flat out better team. Give me the Houston Texans. I see the line at -3.5. Dill, to be honest, I'll still lay the 3.5. I called it -2.5 early in the week. Dill, I think that was a great buying point. Dill, at the end of the day, Bryce Young and this Panthers team, none against Bryce Young. They're just a bad team. They might be the worst team in football, winless as you can see. And then this Houston team / aka CJ Stroud has just been overachieving. Nobody thought CJ Stroud / this Texas team was going to be this good this soon. So, Dill, give me the Texans -2.5, -3.5. And to be honest, you might have to tease them up. I think they could possibly win this game by double digits.
Yeah, I took Houston -3 as well. It is moving in our favor as well. But yeah, they're just a flat out better team. I just have a hard time seeing the Panthers and Bryce Young do anything offensively. What the hell ever happened to Miles Sanders? Why don't they give him the ball? I know they have Chuba Hubbard as well, but Miles Sanders is a good running back.
He was hurt last week, though, and then the first few weeks of the season, though, he hasn't really got the ball going, Yeah. I have him in fantasy, Dill, so I could tell you the numbers. He hasn't really been productive, Dill, and then the week before the bye, he was injured.
Yeah, so obviously Adam Thielen, he'll probably get most of the targets and shares. So probably
he's been a top 10 wide receiver this year. Quietly.
Quietly he's been the only one that's been effective on this team. So we'll see. I don't think this line is big enough, to be honest. It might be a trap, but I don't think so. I'm gonna lay it here with the Houston Texans on the road. By the way, that's gonna be a theme here for me. I am very public this week. I like a lot of favorites. So we'll see how that ends up for me. Let's go out to Dallas. Cowboys hosting the Los Angeles Rams. Cowboys laying 6.5 at home. You want to take the Rams plus 210, plus 215, on the money line. Over under is at 45.5. I'll start this one, E. Give me the Los Angeles Rams plus 6.5 here. I just think Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are going to have huge games. We've said when Trayvon Diggs got hurt, they've kind of, their secondary fell off just a tad. I think they have a hard time guarding the middle of the field. Sean McVay just had a kid this week. The guy's going to be fucking motivated. He was in the hospital drawing up plays. I mean, this guy's amazing. I don't, like I said last pod with the power rankings, I think the Cowboys are a good team, but I just have a hard time trusting Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy right now. I get it. CeeDee Lamb's one of the best receivers in the league. I just think that Matthew Stafford's been playing better, to be honest. So I'm going to take the points in my pocket with the Rams coming off that bad loss. I'm going to take them here to bounce back here against the Cowboys. They might not win, but I'll take the 6.5 with in my pocket.
Dill, I ain't mad at you, Dill, because I'm gonna be honest, I kind of agree. You know, I'll lean the plus 6.5. I do feel like it's gonna be a touchdown or less game, so I'll lean it. But Dill, I ended up staying away from the side. Dill, I ended up touching a prop, and I actually like 2 props, but one I went to the window with. Give me CeeDee Lamb over 66.5 receiving yards, Dill. This number is just too low. You know, I understand he be having his ups and downs. He have one great game, one quiet game, Dill. But coming off the bye week, I feel like you said, Mike McCarthy, he had to plan something still. There's no way he take a week off and don't adjust the offense a little bit. It was too bland. I think he's going to have somewhat more explosive plays coming from this offense, Dill. Give me CeeDee Lamb over, Dill. And then, Dill, Matthew Stafford over 253.5 passing yards, Dill. I think it's live. Let's not forget, people, Matthew Stafford is from Dallas area. You know, his career against the Cowboys, 240, 488, 260, 307, 308 passing yards in each game, Dill. He only went under this total once in his career against the Cowboys. I think he goes over it. You know what? I'm going to go to the window. Give me Matthew Stafford over 253.5 passing yards, Dill. This is his home area. I think he feels good and comfortable. I think he goes over as well.
Yeah, a little homecoming. He went to high school there with Clayton Kershaw. So, yeah, good call there. I forgot about that. Yeah, I like it. I think Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are going to have big games here. And
hopefully they do, Dill.
Hopefully they do, yes. We got to get that over. Let's go, kid. Let's go to Tennessee, where Will Levis will get his first start as an NFL quarterback. They are hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Tennessee is dogs plus 120 on the money line. If you want to lay it with the road favorite, minus 2.5 with the Falcons, minus 142 on the money line. Over under, I think it's the lowest on the board, 35.5. Tough. It's tough to back the Titans here with a backup in. You know I heard Vrabel said we'll probably have Malik Willis and Will Levis play. Don't know how that's going to go either. The Falcons have a good defense, and they're number 5 against the run, too, quietly. So what are you going to do with the rookie? You obviously want to give it to King Henry, but this is a good defense that's good against the run, and that's what the Titans want to do. So I just can't take Will Levis. I think Atlanta is the best poor team, meaning like they're not a good team, but they're like the best 4-3 team out there. I feel like not the biggest Arthur Smith fan. I know Desmond Ritter's, he's questionable on the road, but I just think they have an overall better team. Running back, I think Drake London's been getting the ball going. I lean his over as well. Hopefully Bijan Robinson's stomach doesn't hurt. But other than that, I just think overall, honestly, I'd go as far to say, if they had Tom Brady or if they had Aaron Rodgers, I think Atlanta would be a Super Bowl contending team. I think they're a quarterback away. They have the defense. They have, I don't know if the coach, but they have the pieces on offense. I'm high on this Atlanta team. I think they win outright. I think they win big. I'll lay the 2.5 here on the road.
Dill, you know, I'm not as high on the Falcons as you, Dill, but I'm going to tell you one thing. NFL,
first place Atlanta Falcons.
gotta respect that. You gotta like I said, I'm not as high as you do, but you gotta respect as what they've been doing. They're a 4-3 team. They win tough games, close ones, you know? And I think that's what they're gonna do, Dill. I'm not gonna lay the points, Dill. I think they're gonna win the game. Give me the Atlanta Falcons minus 142 on the money line, Dill. I don't trust them enough to lay it, but I just feel like they're the better team. They're just a flat overall better team. Besides Derrick Henry, D-Hop, what does this Tennessee offense has? And then you telling me you're going to have Will Levis / Malik Willis playing? Like, the fact that Rabel came out publicly and said you're going to probably get a mixture of both, it's not a good sign.
No.
Look at that.
No.
Look at that. I'm over here getting hyped and excited because that's not a good sign, and I fuck with Rabel. But the fact that he can't publicly say, oh, yeah, Will Levis is a starter. Oh, Malik Beasley is the starter. I mean, Malik Beasley. Willis is the starter. He can't. He knows why. We know why. Give me the Falcons. -142 on the road.
Game-winning field goal by Hung-Wei Koo. That's
another one.
Need. Another one. He's a legit as well. I love him. And he has one of the best names in the NFL. Let's go to MetLife. The battle for MetLife. The New York Giants are technically the home team. Jets, technically the away team. Jets laying 3 with Zach Wilson. Huh? It's like, remember like Chris Berman? Huh? Chris Berman, New York Jets laying 3, -164 on the money line. Daniel Jones is out, +138 for the New York Giants. Over under is at 35.5. Oh no, these two games are the lowest total.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start it. I laid the 3 with the Jets. I just think the way this defense is humming right now with another backup. When we both agree Tyrod Taylor is playing better than Daniel Jones right now.
The offense looked better. The offense
looked better. We're getting Sauce Gardner back. We're getting DJ Reed back. We're getting healthier. We're coming off a bye. Giants barely beat the Redskins. Let's be honest. It was 14-7. It wasn't like they blew them out. I just think if they put up 14 points, it'd be a miracle, to be honest, I feel like. So I feel like Zach Wilson's not turning the ball over. And the one issue that I have with like people trying to back the Giants, they can't stop the run. And Breece Hall is starting to get hot right now. Dalvin Cook is seeking a trade. No surprise. He doesn't get the burn. Good riddance, if you ask me. But yeah, I'm going to lay the points here with the Jets. I think they win outright, maybe by a touchdown, maybe 4 or 5 points. And I'm going to take Breece Hall over 69.5 rushing yards. I just think we've seen it. We've seen him break for 67-yard rushing rushes. So I think the Giants are going to have a tough time stopping Breece Hall in this offense. And that's crazy to say, but yeah, Zach Wilson laying 3 points. Give me that all day.
Dale, to be honest, I ended up staying away from this game, Dale. I almost guess what, Dale? You know what I did? I think it's the right play, and I think you'll agree with me.
The under.
No, teased up the Giants to +9. You said it yourself. The Jets might win by a touchdown. You know that's what I feel like, Dale. I feel like, all bias aside, I feel like the Jets win this game 4 to 7 points. I think the Giants could cover the 9, Dale. I think this is a perfect tease scenario for anybody that's listening out there. Don't get me wrong, I think the Jets are the right side. Like you said, they're only 14 points against the Commanders, only 9 against Buffalo. Yeah, they're moving the ball better, but it's not putting up points on the board, Maybe they could do it this week. Saquon is back, Darren Wallace have been playing better since Tyrod has been starting. So I like the offense ball movement much better with Tyrod Taylor, It's just Jalen Hurts 3 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes 3 interceptions. You telling me Tyrod's not about to throw 1 or 2? So with that being said, I do think the Jets are the right side, but I like the Giants if you tease them up to 9.
Yeah, teasing them up isn't a bad spot or a bad look. So I do like that as well, but can't do it. I'm a Jet fan. So
no, I feel you. I stood in the way, I stood away.
Yeah,
I'm just giving the people, things to go off. That's all.
Yeah, options. Love it. Let's go to your team. New England Patriots on the road taking on the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins laying 9.5 at home, +360 for the Patriots. Over-unders at 46.5. Patriots coming off that big win. Miami looking to bounce back at home, but might be a look-ahead spot for the Dolphins. They got the Chiefs in Germany next week. Nothing official here, but Elvis, I think this might be a good spot for the Pats. One thing that does worry me, though, is Mac Jones has never beat Tua. He's 0-5 ATS in his career versus the Dolphins.
Never say never.
Never say never. I just think the Dolphins will win. I just don't know if they're going to be taking this game as serious as they want. They're going to be traveling either after the game or early Monday to Germany. I think this is a perfect look-ahead spot. I think they're looking past the Patriots, and you don't want to do that. Look what the Buffalo Bills winded up doing. So, if anything, if I were to play it, I actually would take the 9.5 or tease them up to over 2 touchdowns. What do you got?
Dude, that's exactly what I did, dude. Give me the Patriots plus 15.5, dude. So I'm doing a two-way 6-point teaser with the Philadelphia Eagles. Got the Eagles down. And then I got the Patriots all the way up, dude. Like you said, it's a perfect look ahead spot, Dill. Don't get me wrong. We pulled off a great upset last week against the Bills. Do I think we could do it again as a 8.5, 9.5 point dog once again? I'll give us a shot, you know. But let's just be real, Dill. Let's just be real. We in Miami.
Yeah.
You know we're gonna have the sun on us. It's gonna be a tough situation, Dill. I just feel like we could cover the 14.5. Dill, I think we could cover the 8.5, 9.5. To be live as dogs, if we were at home, I'd be a little more confident. But Dill, Patriots up to 15.5, the Eagles down to 1.5 or a half, wherever you get them, minus 134. Put it in.
I love the teaser spot there, a little two-way teaser action, getting them up to 15. Hey, if Mac Jones play like he did last week, hey, they got a chance. That was probably his best game of his career, I think.
He plays like last week. We're winning.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Last 1 o'clock game. Oh, this is another scratch in your head one. Green Bay Packers hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings minus 120 on the money line. Short dogs at home for Jordan Love plus 102 on the money line. Over under is at 41.5. The Packers are on my do not bet list for right now. You know, it's going to be a rainy day in Wisconsin tomorrow. I just don't know how people are going to bet the Packers. I just don't understand this line, which worries me, though. So I wound up taking the Vikings. I laid the one. I got it at -1. Take them on the money line, whatever you want. But the Packers stink on defense. Cousins, they're coming off that big win on Monday. Kind of a short week, but I just think that he's playing awesome right now. And I trust Brian Flores and that defense. I think they're going to get to Jordan Love. That defense has actually played a lot better these past few weeks. So if they can't beat the Broncos, the Packers, who can they beat? You know, that win over the 49ers, I think it gave them a lot of confidence moving into this game. So I'm just going to trust the better team here. Give me the Minnesota Vikings. Could be a trap. I don't think so. I think they're the much better team offensively and defensively. They are getting better. I'll lay the 1.5 here on the road with the Vikings.
Dill, give me the Vikings on the road minus the 1, Dill. Kirk Cousins he's won 3 out of the last 4 ball games against his team, and his team had Aaron Rodgers. Against Jordan Love, I expect him to dominate. You know, last week we saw this on Monday night. We saw this Minnesota team upset arguably the best team in the NFC in the 49ers. I expect this offense. Don't get me wrong, they exploded on Monday night. I don't expect this offense to go for 380 passing yards once again and a couple touchdowns, though. But I think they have enough and will do enough to win comfortably on the road. Give me the Vikings on the road -1, -1.5, -2.5, -3.5, -4.5, -5.5, -6.5. Think they win by a touchdown or more.
Let's go. 4 o'clock window. I actually like the 4 o'clock window. I think there's some pretty good games here. We'll start in Seattle. Seattle laying 3.5 at home. Cleveland Browns plus 3.5, plus 164. Over under is low at 37.5. Elvis, I'll start this one. Seattle, number 2 against the run, number 1 against the pass. They are a top 5 defense this year. This looks like the old Seattle team with Pete Carroll. So they got to get better in the red zone offensively, but I just feel like the Browns are going to struggle here on offense. You know, it feels like a dead under game, to be honest, but I don't think the Browns are going to be able to run the ball with Ford. So I think the Seahawks are the right side. I think DK's getting healthier. Tyler Lockett and Jigba as well. I think this offense finally clicks. Browns defense has been struggling a little bit. Give me the better team. Give me the Seahawks. I'll lay the 3.5 here out at home.
Still, I gotta somewhat agree with you. I do think right now Seattle's slightly the better team just because the uncertainty with Deshaun Watson. Even if Deshaun Watson plays, what version are we gonna get?
Honestly, it would be better for them if he didn't play the way he's been playing.
I can make that case too, Dill. That's what. With that being said, Dill, I like the Seattle team. I really do. But I think this Cleveland team with the defense, I understand they stutter step last week, Dill, but I think the defense can make enough plays to put them in good field position. Possibly even get a turnover, get a scoop and score or whatever. Dill, give me the Cleveland Browns +4 on the road, Dill. I think it's a field goal game. I wish you would have got the 3, not 3.5, Dill, just because I have a feeling it could be like a 17-14 or a 20-17 game.
Yeah.
I don't see a high scoring either side. I think both defenses step up and show who has the better defense. I'm gonna take Cleveland on the road, Dill, plus the 4. This team is 2-0 with PJ Walker beating, you know, you know, at the end of the day, they beat the 49ers and they beat a solid team in the Colts on the road.
Middle of the pack.
It's solid.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, Seahawks, they're good, they're not great. And Cleveland, they're good, they're not great. I feel like they're good, evenly matched teams,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I think Seattle needs to win this game because their schedule coming up is just brutal. They got, like I said, they got the Browns tomorrow, and then they got the Seahawks. They got an easy, hopefully easy one against the Redskins. Then they play the Rams, 49ers, Cowboys. Like, they got a tough schedule coming up. I feel like they need this one.
And that Cowboys game is a Thursday night game.
That's Thursday night, yeah. So they're going to be on they're going to be on prime time and on a short week. So we'll see. We're head-to-head on that one. Let's go over to a very interesting game. 49ers hosting the Bengals. 49ers laying 4.5 at home. Bengals +4.5, +172 on the money line. Over under is at 43. So there are rumors that Brock Purdy might be cleared by Sunday's a game time decision. If not, Sammy D will get the start here. I love the Niners, and you know how much I love them. I think I'm a little higher on them than most. But I just don't know how you take them right now, to be honest. Looking ahead toward their bye next week, they just want to get out of this game. They have a bye next week. They want to get healthy. Debo is still hurt. I think he'll return after the bye. We don't know the quarterback situation until probably game time. If Darnold plays, how will he do? Bengals, they're coming off a bye. They're healthy. Joe Burrow, he's just great as an underdog as well. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you gotta take. I feel like I'm talking myself into the Bengals, man.
Do it.
It might be an official play later, but as of right now, it's a lean +4.5. I just don't know how you take the 49ers right now with the uncertainty at quarterback.
Dill, I agree with everything you've been saying, Dill. Even if it's Brock Purdy at the helm, Dill, the last 2 weeks haven't been great, haven't been great. The defense hasn't been looking like a top 5 defense the past 2 weeks. Still, could we at least admit that? The defense, a little concerning, give up 380 against Kirk Cousins. You telling me Joe Burrow can put up similar numbers? I think he can coming off a bye week with Jamar Chase, healthy T. Higgins, healthy Joe Mixon, healthy Tyler Boyd, Dill. Remember, what was our concern the first few weeks of the season, Dill, is Joe Burrow's calf injury. That calf is healthy now, Dill, coming off the bye week, Dill.
Yeah.
To be honest, Dill, I'm shocked that it's at +5. At the beginning of the week, it was at 3.5. I took the +3.5. As of right now, people, Bengals are +5. The 49ers are -5, and I don't get it. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals on the road +5, Dill.
I think yeah, go. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's like the uncertain, Debo not there. This offense hasn't looked the same. I don't care what anybody says. Without Debo Samuel, this is not the same offense we saw against the Cowboys. This ain't the same offense we saw the first 4 weeks of the season, Bill. So don't get me wrong, still a great overall offense, but we saw Christian McCaffrey numbers drop down a little bit these past 2 weeks. I wonder why. It's just a little concerning, Bill. We haven't seen this explosive 49er offense since Debo stepped out.
Yeah, the line's been going all over. I think the line is basically telling us now that they're thinking Brock Purdy might play. When it got down to 3, I think then they were like, oh, Sam Darnold might play. Now it's going back up to 5. They're thinking Brock Purdy's going to play.
I'd rather see Brock Purdy play because I want to see the showdown. This is a marquee matchup,
Yeah, it should be a really good game. I think it's a good teaser spot as well to get to the Bengals. 3 games left. Let's go out to the desert. Arizona Cardinals hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens laying 9.5 on the road. Plus 360 for the Arizona Cardinals. Over under is at 44.5. Yeah, this is going to be the 4th road game in the month of October for the Ravens. So tough road trip here for them. Just everything is clicking for them right now. I just think they're dialed in right now. They're getting healthy. Like I said, Lamar's playing unbelievable. I just think they're gonna turn over Josh Dobbs. He's gonna have a few turnovers. His defense is flying around, and we always talk about Arizona being competitive in the first half. The Ravens are the second best team in the first half, so I think they do jump out on Arizona early, and then they're gonna crumble and lay. I'd lay the big number. I wish I got it at 8.5. I saw that earlier in the week. I would have laid that. I wound up taking the Ravens in the first half minus 4.5, but tease them down. I think the Ravens are gonna blow them out, and we've seen the Ravens put their foot on the pedal even when they're up big. We saw it last week against Detroit. They don't care about blowing teams out. I think the Ravens blow out the Arizona Cardinals.
Dill, I agree with you. Give me the minus 8.5 with the Baltimore Ravens. I ended up catching it early. Dill, I'm still late at 9.5. Dill, I think they win by double digits. We saw this team flat out explode last week on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively. We saw them put up those points against Detroit. And then remember, Detroit did not have one first down in the first half, Dill.
Yeah,
and what we saw these past few weeks, Dill, Arizona just regressing. Dobbs regressing offensively. No James Conner, he's hurt. So this offense really don't have no type of, character. Who is Joshua Dobbs? He's not it. First 3 weeks of the season, he was balling. Now, ever since, he's been regressing, Dill. Give me the Baltimore minus 8.5, minus 9.5. It don't matter.
Don't matter. Last game on the 4:00 slate. I was hoping we would get our first snow game. It's supposed to snow today. They said it's probably going to clear up in Denver tomorrow for the game, but I was hoping to see some snow. Kansas City on the road taking on the Denver Broncos. Chiefs laying 7.5 on the road. We just saw this matchup 2 weeks ago, and they did cover here. How can anyone back the Broncos here, Elvis? This is a perfect spot to fade them. They're coming off a win. Chiefs, top 5 defense. We just saw them get blown out. Travis Kelce is just on a different level right now. Patrick Mahomes. I just don't see how Denver keeps it competitive. I know they're at home, but this is a perfect time to fade them. They just came off a win. They're feeling good. Russ rented out a whole Waffle House for his girl and his teammates. They're too busy partying. Chiefs, they're focused. I'd lay it actually, but I do think smart bet it'd be a perfect T spot. Get them down to like minus 1.5. But you just got to be on the Chiefs here, kid.
Dill, we on the Chiefs. Dill, give me the Chiefs. You know what? I ended up playing it safe, like you said. Weather might come into fruition, Dill. It might. We'll see. I ended up just teasing down the Kansas City Chiefs, just to play it safe. Had a rough last week. Don't get me wrong. Would I be shocked if Kansas City win this game by 17? Absolutely not, but they're on the road. You never know. Sean Payton might dice them up. We've yet to see an offensive showdown with the Denver Broncos. I highly doubt it happens.
I don't think we will.
I think it happened once. But Dill, playing it safe. Give me Kansas City. Tease them down to minus 1.
All right. And then Sunday Night Football, we will head out to LA. The Chargers hosting the Chicago Bears. Chicago 8.5 point underdogs, plus 370 on the road, minus 8.5 for the Chargers. Over under is at 46.5. Begnett, he will get his second start in the NFL. Justin Fields is still out with that dislocated finger, so he's getting his second start in the NFL. I mean, he's already won. He started coming from D2, starting in an NFL game, winning your NFL game. You could go back to your town and celebrate for the rest of your life, but he will get his second opportunity. You give the rookie any chance keeping it close here.
Dill, I'll give him zero chance. Dill, he got lucky. I want to say lucky.
I want to say lucky. He actually played pretty well.
He played well last season. I think last game, and I think he regressed this game. Dill, I think, you gotta remember, Dill. Yes, you don't respect the Chargers defense still, but they're gonna get after the quarterback. We saw 2 weeks ago, Khalil Mack had 5-6 sacks himself. I think him, Joey Bosa, Derwin James and company, they're gonna go after the quarterback, rush the young bull, play man coverage, and just drop back, rush 4 at a time, maybe even 5, send a spy. I just feel like the rookie's gonna get blitzed a lot and look bad. That's all, Dale. I think Chargers take care of business. And, I'm playing it safe because the Chargers haven't been impressive all season long, Dale. That's the team I ended up teasing with the Chiefs. So give me the Chargers down to 2.5 with the Chiefs at -1, Dale. Two-way 6-point teasers -134.
Yeah, once we see film, now there's a whole game film on this kid. So now we're going to see regression start to come. We didn't know what to expect from this kid. So he had his fun, but I do think he comes down to earth just a little bit. I do hope he plays well, though. It'd suck. It's a primetime game, It would suck for the NFL if they got blown out, but it's definitely a possibility. Elvis, good luck here, week 8 in the NFL. I like the slate, actually, so we'll see.
Dill, real quick, Dill, first time all season. I'm giving out a parlay, Dill, 4-legger. Dill, give me the Houston Texans money line. Give me the Atlanta Falcons money line. Give me the Minnesota Vikings money line. And then give me the Kansas City Chiefs money line. Dill, at +536. I love this 4-way teaser. I'm confident in every team. I think they take care of business. All favorites, which is a little scary. But once again, Houston Texans, Atlanta Falcons, Minnesota Vikings, Kansas City Chiefs on the money line, +536.
Whew, nice little parlay here to get us out and about. Elvis, good luck in week 8 in the NFL. Let's head on over to the association. Knicks, hey, baby, got a big win on the road against Trae Young. We always beat him. He's like our little brother, so it's all good, Hey, Kyrie returned last night. Yeah,
Dill, hold on. I'm not about to let you.
No, hold on. No, it has to. We're way better than them.
But they beat you in this series.
It's all right. What they do after that?
You're right.
And then we came back and we got farther than them. So we a better team. And every time Trae Young plays, and actually Trae Young is off to an awful start. Like I don't know if you've seen his numbers, but he is not looking good right now. I actually had the stats in front of me. Let me get them real quick for you. Shit. I'm sorry, this makes for bad. Not right. Trae Young. Here we go. So far this season, field goals 8 for 35, 3-pointers 3 for 14. He has 11 turnovers on the season. Now it's all obviously small sample size, only 2 games, but still 0-2. Best player, not looking good.
He's always top 3 in turnovers, so that's not shocking.
Luka is him. I mean. You clearly were watching the game yesterday, but Elvis, I'd be remorse not to say this man is insane. 49 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 9 threes, 7 assists, and 0 turnovers. This man is a top 5 player in the NBA. He has to be.
Yeah, Dale, he was special. The last one was, his lucky bank shot. He just threw up with one hand. So I'm not going to give him credit for that one. He just threw it up because he was on fucking cuffs. But, the most impressive thing of that stat line, Dale, because we know how ball dominant Luka is the 0 turnovers.
Yep.
If he just has 1 turnover, we win the game. So give us credit. We covered, Dylan, what you always tell me. Good teams win, great teams cover. With that being said, the Nets are great.
I do like the young bull, Cam Thomas. He's a baller.
He's a top 5 player. He's a top 5 scorer.
Maybe let's. I know that we're in for the hot takes. Trust me, but I think
he's a top 5 scorer.
Score. Thank you. I can't say player, but yeah, score. Smaller slate here on a Saturday. Any plays you got? Knicks are in action. You got the Pistons. I'll start it off, kid. I have a few plays for today. First one being that Pistons game last night. I got them at +3 against the Chicago Bulls team that barely won last night. And then after their first loss had a players only meeting. It's one game. I mean, they don't deserve to be the dog. I think at home, Detroit is the much better team. Cade Cunningham is playing well. I took the +3. Right now, they're +1. I would just take them on the money line. I think they're better than the Bulls. So that's going to be my first play. I'm going to take the Detroit Pistons here. What do you got?
Still, my first play of the day is your New York Knicks. Still, give me the New York Knicks on the road +3.5 against the Pelicans. Don't get me wrong, the Pelicans are a solid team, but I think your Knicks can either one sneak it out or two just lose a very close game. Dill, I think Jalen Brunson and company with Julius Randle's. Hey, Dill, I'm hearing some talks. Julius Randle might be involved in a trade package. Maybe that motivates him to play a little better. Give me the Knicks +3.5 on the road, -112.
I love it. Yeah, shit. If we get fucking Embiid, I'll fucking give him away in an instant. He's actually. I'm in a Knicks group chat, and we just shit on Julius Randle the whole game. It's actually funny. Next one, I'm gonna go over to the Philadelphia and Toronto game. I'm gonna take a player prop. Tobias Harris over 14.5 points. This just is too small. He's hit this last season in 76% of his games without Harden. Harden is still not there. So even with Harden, he's hit this number in 64% instead of 76. So I like it. Embiid's going good. I think he goes for at least 20 today. You could get 20 at +360. So it's a nice cup of tea. I think he's been very efficient this season. And, you know, he played 37 minutes last game. So he's definitely getting the volume. He's going to be there. Over 14.5 points at -105 seems like a steal. So that's going to be my second play. What's your next one?
Still, give me the Memphis Grizzlies on the road, taking on the Washington Wizards. Still, this team is 0-2. I think they're due for a win. Give me the Memphis Grizzlies on the road, -115 on the money line.
Yeah, I was going to lean Memphis here as well. I never got to the window. It seems like a short number. Hopefully you are on the right side. And then last play for me, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Miami Heat. I'm going to go under 219. It's at 218.5 right now. I still like it there. Miami Heat team, very slow paced team. Their unders always hit. And I know Minnesota is usually a high scoring, fast paced team, but I think Miami's going to actually dictate how this game is going to play. They're going to play small ball. They're going to play at a slower pace. I'm going to take the under here. Might be on the wrong side, but I'm going to go under here, 218.5 for Minnesota and Miami. Any other plays here for you, Ken?
Dill, my final play of the night, Dill, is in that Philly-Toronto game that you touched on, Dill. Hopefully Tobias Dust goes over, and then Philly -4 on the road, Dill. I think Philly comes back. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey played great the other night, Dill. I think they should have snuck one out against Bucks. Bucks is just Dame. It was Dame time. He had 39 on them. But I think the Philadelphia Phillies, 76ers take care of business on the road. Oh, they dropped to -3.5. They'll give me the -3.5 on the road.
All right. Any last ones? I'm done in NBA.
No, that's all. That's all, Dill. That's all. It's my last play of the day.
All right. Make sure you guys check Elvis's action. He'll have more NBA plays throughout the weekend. Real quick in NHL, just 2 plays for me. I'm going to take the Boston Bruins in regulation. That means they can't go to overtime at home against the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit off to a really good start, but I think they're regressing now. Going on the road to Boston, tough place to play. I'll take Boston in regulation. And then my last play, I'm going to take an under the New York Islanders and Columbus Blue Jackets under 6.5. I can't believe they gave us a 6.5. I thought it'd be a 5.5 or 6. Islanders and Columbus are dead under teams. Sorokin is fantastic in net for the Islanders. So I'm going to take the under 6.5. It's kind of chalky at -130, but it's important to get that hook. So I'm going to take the under 6.5. Hopefully we get a low scoring game. And then let's talk about game 2 of the World Series. Game 1, I thought the Snakes had it. You know, they got to your boy Nathan Eovaldi, and then bottom of the 9th, Corey Seager ties it up with an absolute missile. Ties it up, and then our boy Adolis Garcia, he's on pace to win the World Series MVP if they continue to win. I mean, this guy he is so clutch. Winds up hitting the walk-off home run opposite field, too, by the way, to win 6-5. Game goes over the total as well. So game 2 here tonight. Still Rangers home team. Jordan Montgomery is on the mound against Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks. Elvis. The money line right now, minus 162 for the Texas Rangers, plus 138 for the Snakes. Over-unders at 8.5, excuse me. What's your play here?
Dill, I'm gonna be honest. I gotta lean the over. I just feel like the runs are gonna be scored on the board. Dill, both offenses been scoring runs throughout the whole postseason. Especially both of them are, guess what? They'll clutch teams. So I expect runs to get poured up in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Dill, And at the end of the day, these ain't true aces. It's not like these are like the best pitchers in the league. They're solid, but they're not. I expect some runs to get put on the board. Though I'll lean the over. Then I like the Rangers at home, Dill, but Arizona's been playing pesky. They've been playing good. So minus 150, I'm not going to lay it, but I'll take the over.
Yeah, I mean, the overs just have been a cash cow for Ranger games as well. So, yeah, I lean over, but I'm going to take the Arizona team total over 3.5. I just think that's a better bet. They've gone over in 3 straight, and every time Texas scores first or they make a run, Arizona always answers the call. This is their nickname in the clubhouse. They're the answer backs because they always answer the bell whenever they get behind. So they've gone over this total in 3 straight, 4 of their last 5 games, besides that one game where they only were able to score 1 run against the Phillies. But I think runs are scored here. I agree on your over 8.5. I think it should have been around a 9.5. But I like the over, and I'm also going to take the team total over for the Arizona Diamondbacks over 3.5. But Elvis, that's it. We covered a lot, everything: baseball, basketball, football, college football. Any last words before we get out of here, kid? What are you doing this weekend?
We just chilling, enjoying the weather. No Halloween parties, nothing crazy. Though, let's just have a positive week because last Sunday kicked both of our asses.
Yes, sir. Everyone, happy Halloween. Be safe out there. That's going to do it for this Saturday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll recap all the games. We'll give you our best bets for Monday Night Football. So follow along our social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. If you miss an episode, no problem. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, review. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone, have a great day. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and I'll see you guys down the road. Peace.